Let's be honest for a moment. Have you ever finished a conversation with your partner and thought everything was fine, only to find out hours later that they've been upset the entire time? Or maybe you've walked away from a talk feeling absolutely destroyed, while he's already moved on like nothing even happened. Here's the truth that nobody talks about. After the same conversation, men and women live in completely different worlds. He thinks it's resolved and moves on in 5 minutes. She's still replaying every word 3 days later. He's wondering why she's being distant. She's wondering how he can act like nothing happened. And this gap, this massive difference in how you process the same interaction, can make you feel like you're in completely different relationships. Picture this. You just had a conversation about something that's been bothering her. Maybe it's about him not helping enough around the house, or spending too much time on his phone, or forgetting something important she asked him to do. They talk about it. He listens. He says, "You're right. I'm sorry. I'll do better." She says, "Okay." And to him, that's it. Done. Problem identified, apology given, solution agreed upon. He literally feels lighter, like they just cleared the air and now they can move forward. 10 minutes later, he's asking what she wants for dinner, cracking jokes, maybe suggesting they watch that show she likes. In his mind, they're good now. They talked it out like adults, and that's what you're supposed to do in a healthy relationship. But she is sitting there feeling like she just got hit by a truck. Her mind is racing, replaying every part of that conversation. The way his face looked when she first brought it up, the exact words he used when he apologized, whether he seemed defensive or actually sorry, what it means that this is the third time they've had this conversation, whether she was too harsh or not harsh enough, whether he actually gets it or if he's just saying what she wants to hear so she'll drop it. And when he comes in cheerful 20 minutes later asking about dinner, she's looking at him like he's insane. How could you just move on like that? How are you not still thinking about what we just talked about? Don't you care that I was hurt? And this is where the real damage happens. He thinks her continued quietness means she's still mad at him, that his apology wasn't good enough, that she's going to hold this over his head forever. She thinks his cheerfulness means he didn't take the conversation seriously, that he's just going through the motions, that he'll do the exact same thing again next week because it didn't actually affect him. So he starts feeling frustrated and resentful because he did apologize, he did listen. What more does she want from him? And she starts feeling more hurt and alone because clearly this relationship doesn't mean as much to him as it does to her. Otherwise, he'd still be processing this the way she is. Same conversation, two completely different aftermaths, and neither one understands what the hell is happening on the other side. Look, when we have a tough conversation and I apologize and we agree on how to fix it, I genuinely believe we just solved something. Like that's what communication is, right? You tell me there's a problem, I acknowledge it, I say I'm sorry, we figure out what to do differently. Done. That's a win. That's us being a functional couple who can work through issues instead of letting them fester. So yeah, after that conversation, I feel relieved. I feel like we just cleared something that was hanging over us and now we can get back to being us. I'm not being insensitive when I'm joking around 20 minutes later. I'm actually trying to show you that we're okay now, that I'm not going to be weird or distant, that I want to reconnect with you. But then I notice you're still quiet, still in your head, and I'm thinking, wait, what? I thought we just fixed this. And I'll be honest, it frustrates the hell out of me. Because from my perspective, if you're still upset after I apologized and committed to doing better, it feels like you don't actually want resolution. It feels like you want to punish me, like you're going to hold on to this hurt and make me feel it for hours or even days, even though I already said I was sorry. And I don't know what to do with that. Do I bring it up again? Do I ask if you're okay and risk stirring the whole thing over? Or do I just pretend I don't notice and hope you'll eventually snap out of it? Here's what I wish I could make you understand. When I move on quickly, it's not because the conversation didn't matter to me. It's not because I don't care about your feelings or take your concerns seriously. It's because in my world, we just dealt with it. We addressed it head on, like adults, and that means something to me.
That means we're strong enough to face problems and solve them instead of letting them destroy us. So when I'm ready to move forward and you're not, it makes me feel like nothing I do is ever enough. Like I can apologize perfectly, mean it with everything I have, commit to change, and it still won't matter because you're going to stay in that hurt place anyway. And I'm sorry if my way of processing feels dismissive to you. I'm sorry I can't stay into any feeling as long as you need me to. But please understand, me moving on isn't me forgetting. It's me trusting that we just did the hard work of fixing something, and now we get to enjoy being us again.
You think just because you said sorry, everything's supposed to be fine? You think I could just flip a switch and go from feeling hurt and frustrated to laughing at your jokes about what we're having for dinner? That's not how this works. That's not how I'm built. When we have a serious conversation about something that's been bothering me, something that made me feel neglected or unimportant or taken for granted, I can't just move on the second you apologize because I'm still feeling it. The hurt is still right here in my chest. The frustration is still coursing through me. And I need time to process that, to let it settle, to actually believe that things are going to be different this time. And when you bounce back to normal in 10 minutes like nothing happened, it makes me crazy. Like, did we even have the same conversation? Because I just poured my heart out to you. I made myself vulnerable, telling you how your actions made me feel. I risked the conflict because this matters so much to me. And yeah, acting like we just discussed what movie to watch, not something that's been eating at me for weeks. It makes me wonder if you even heard me. If any of what I said actually landed with you, or if you just went through the motions of apologizing so we can move on and you wouldn't have to sit in the discomfort anymore. Because here's what you don't understand. I don't want to stay upset. I don't enjoy replaying the conversation in my head over and over. I'm not trying to punish you or hold this over you or make you feel guilty, but I can't just turn off my emotions like a faucet. When I'm hurt, I need time to process that hurt. I need to feel it fully, to understand where it came from, to make sense of what happened and what it means for us. And I need to see that you're taking this seriously, not by staying sad or beating yourself up, but by showing me that this conversation actually affected you, that you're thinking about it too, that you're not just filing it away as issue resolved and moving on with your day. When you do that, when you're cheerful and joking around while I'm still hurting, it feels like you're saying my pain doesn't matter enough to sit with for even an hour. And that dismissal of what I'm still feeling hurts even more than whatever we were fighting about in the first place. I need you to understand that just because you've moved on doesn't mean I'm ready to yet. And that doesn't make me difficult or unreasonable. It just makes me human.
Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Feel free to click on our other videos for similar content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.